This is the complete editing process I go through to edit short-form content for my main account on Instagram. Expect to learn my approach to modern caption techniques using B-roll to better serve the delivery of the video and much more. With that being said, here's a raw and unfiltered look on my entire editing process. This is what we're working with for today. This is the length of the video. I think it comes, around the 30-second mark. But three actually fonts that I use are Work Sans is number one, Platipi, which is typed, write it right here, Platipi, something like that, and TT Platipi is the other one. I don't know, funny names, but cool fonts. But those are the fonts that I use for my brand and what I do. So I started using Work Sans a lot more recently. But the trick with Work Sans and how you get that more of like the aesthetic look is you change the tracking. So normally it would look like this, but I usually like this idea of more, let's just say, squeezed together titles. So it used to be -7, now it's -11. Let's see. What that allows me to do, like the squeezing of the titles, is the fact that I can introduce and I can play with the actual word. Like I can play with the position of the word, and I can play with the, for example, the H or the T here, for example, the T that extends like here, or even this small part at the end of the T, like this small part right here. I can do something with that. Or I can just use it as I did right here. So like the H and the T form this upper section here where I can place the next word, which is does. So basically, this is what the keying and the tracking, allows you to do when it comes to the captions. It's like it introduces almost like I visualize it as graphics. It's like if this frame in it of itself was a poster, how can I embed titles and captions within that poster that in it of itself it would look beautifully and aesthetically pleasing, let's just say. So let's give it a go and let's start working on this. What does that mean? What does, and then we have that mean. So we can use that mean there. And make sure it's actually there. Even here, for example, I'm not keeping it here where it's quote unquote supposed to be, like starting underneath the W. I'm keeping it right here because that it's in between the W and the T. So it's in between those two words, in letters, sorry. So what does that mean? And again, with the captions, what I do as well is, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like that mean, it's two different words. So I would like to introduce those words when the voiceover says those two words. I wouldn't want to be like, what does that mean? What does that mean? So I'm going to change this caption to only that, and the next caption to mean only. Or actually, I'm going to use that mean. And the reason is simple. This caption is just there to show me where I'm going to place this caption. So what I do, I'll actually need to duplicate this now. And keep only that so we can keep the same font. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in again. I'm going to spend 2 seconds to make sure that it's right there. That, and then this we can duplicate that as well. We can have that mean. So we can position it exactly where it should be. There. So now I don't need the guidance caption, and I have this. What does that mean? What does that mean? Beautifully. Hello. Again, this is the hook. Like I can spend a lot more time, let's just say, on the hook, just because it's the script that captures the attention, but also the visuals. So spending a little bit more time when it comes to the captions, especially during the hook, that's going to go a long way as far as retention and as far as like keeping the viewers watching or grabbing the attention and capturing the attention from in the first place.
What does that mean when
So now we have this small section, and let's see how we can use the next part of the phrase to our benefit as well. So what does that mean when it comes? So we can use when. Yeah, we can use when and play the concept of the work sans, bold or black. Not really sure. We're gonna find about that. Let's see what yeah, bold. So what and when are gonna be the same concept. It's gonna be bold. Let's see what 85 is the size that I'm using. And let's play -10 for now. What does that mean when here, for example, if that mean was not part of the graphics, I could have used the H, both of those HS, linking those two together. Like that would be something cool and something interesting. Again, I'm playing with the words. I'm playing with the design of the visual design, like how it looks to the viewer. But since that means is there, we're not going to use that approach. So let's actually see what we have.
What does that mean when it comes?
Interesting. We can use when at the same position of what. And we can do this. Let's just see how this looks.
What does that mean when it?
And we can use that mean to switch that as well to when it comes to content. So
Does that mean what?
Yeah, that's actually nice, but we have to, yep, I have to do this.
Mean when it comes?
Nice. When here's where it starts.
Comes to.
Gonna do the same thing. So I'm just gonna type the whole thing when it comes to. Gonna position it where it should be. There we go. It comes to. I'm gonna have 3 titles here. Gonna split it comes to 3 individual titles that we can position correctly. So let's do that. It comes to. So we can hide those 2 for now. We can start working on the it. Making sure the alignment is correct. There we go. I'm just listening back to the VO and making sure that each caption is right at where the actual word is spoken. So we remove this then.
When it comes to
and we can use this, can drag this.
When it comes to
We can do something cool with content. We can like change, what should we do? Oh, we can actually place it there. but change the color of it just to give it a little bit of a spice. We can do this cool technique that I use as well. It's almost like the lights that are going. So what I'm doing every frame or so, I'm breaking down. Yeah, there we go. So I'm selecting every other frame. So I'm doing this and I'm turning the opacity down. And what it looks like is pretty much those neon lights that just go bzzz and then light up.
Content is like
that. So let's see what we have until now.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and
Cool.
like,
It's like we can add like a couple of dots there and slowly fade it out so we have some movement in the captions until we introduce the next clip. Like this is pretty much the end of our hook, so I need as much movement as I can get from the captions until I jump into the actual meat of the script and the whole video as a whole. So let's see what we have.
what does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a
There we go. My mouse is just not working today, but it is what it is anyway. I'm gonna need that.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is
Yeah, I don't really like the technique we did, but what we can do is slowly introduce it, or this looks cool. Let's go like this. Even here, for example, like I see that the T of the content, it's after the N. Like if we zoom in all the way here, and I don't like that. What I like though is this, and maybe I can go even a little bit more. There we go. This is the whole point of being aesthetically pleasing. Like this is, you need to spend some time or a lot of time in the beginning at least to make sure that it looks cool and it looks nice. And it's interesting both for the viewer to like watch something different from everyone else in the world of Alex Hormozy captions and everyone using the same captions and Ali Abdal style captions. It's like, this is what makes the difference. And as an editor, this is the whole point. It's like exploiting the uniqueness of the brand that you're working with.
what does that mean when it comes to content? Is like
I like it. Maybe we can use a different like blend mode. I'm trying to do something cool with the, maybe the, yeah, it's all good. We can keep that.
what does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big
Beautiful.
here.
I went and so overall, all of the captions are a little bit higher than they should. So let's bring everything a little bit down.
mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big.
Nice.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot.
There's movement, and that's the cool part for this intro and the hook section and the captions in general.
What does that mean when it comes to content?
It's not really on time. Like when starts there.
Mean when it comes to content?
Yep. Become an editor, they said. It will be fun, they said.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tournament. Went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference is not a one.
Cool. Let's play with some B-roll for now, so we can see how this whole video can come to life. And I have, let me see, there we go. Bring this here. I have some shots of me training jiu-jitsu. These are the shots. That would be fun.
Difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu. Videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for
Looks cool. That looks cool.
And a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu.
I need a third one. To dance jiu-jitsu, to do jiu-jitsu. Ooh, can use that transition as well.
Who does jiu-jitsu. Who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that.
I don't even have to go into masking and all of those things. It looks okay. We'll keep it at that.
Who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that.
Yeah, there you go. If I were to like, just to make it a little bit more interesting, I would just use, not interesting, but like to hide the fact that I'm not going to use a masking in order to make the transition perfect. I'll just use like a small whoosh.
Like that.
There you go. Sound design. One whoosh.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tour.
Nice. From here, I need a small zoom in effect. There we go. Oh, we have
what
that.
Does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I want.
That's why.
When it comes.
Let's make this 109. So I'm zooming in. After the first thing I have with the hooks, as in the visual and the editing, is like how it always goes. It always goes from zooming in to zooming out. And I use this plugin called Cam Rig, this one, to have that effect.
What does that mean when
Zoom
it comes?
out. So it's zooming out.
What
and
does
then
that mean?
as soon as the zoom out is done, which is pretty much here, where the effect is ends, then I start slowly zooming in. That is what I use.
What does that mean when it come on? What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot. I mean,
That actually works.
it's not content. Is like I went and shot a big. It's like yeah. I went and shot.
109. Yeah. It's just a change of, there's movement again. Going back all the way to the idea of the hook, there's movement.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a jiu-jitsu.
A little bit of dead silence there.
Jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu, who shoots for shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference, right? like that difference right? Is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 in 100. It's completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game when it comes to content. Is like you are more aware. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up.
I'm marking that because there's going to be more B-roll there.
Completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game when it comes to content. Is like you are more aware.
Cool. Cool.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus. Like
this, I don't like. We need to find a way to. I don't like that though. I want this video, the tournament video, to kind of to pretty much not take the whole not take the entirety of the frame. Let's think. Like I could use a placeholder, but I like this is where having inspiration and saving videos on like editing techniques or videos that you like and edits that you like, and you're like, oh, I want to have that and I want to make that, I want to do that. It comes in handy. So a video I've been watching and a video I've saved rather that did this very well is something like this. Like this overlay in a sense. This. Fucking like this. But how are we doing it? That's the point. Cool video. Let's think. Maybe what we need to do is this. Drum, boom, boom. We can go on another app called Figma. I don't want to show everything I have. This is an editing video. I'll fast forward this anyways after that. But anyway, I'll just show you. Let's do a rectangle. Let's turn these corners to like 49, maybe even more. Maybe. Not too much, not too little, you know. I don't want a solid color. Do I want a solid color? Do I want not a color? And just the stroke? No, I need the color though. Let's do like 12%. Let's see how that looks. P. This might work. Or not. The issue is I want the video to be part of that. And I have no idea how to do that. No, never mind that. We can use this as normal. And we can have it as... Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Let me just show you why this, again, why the references. And I sent this as a reference today, actually. And I was like, oh, this is cool. How did you do that? And this is the picture. This is what I saw. And I'm like, I have to recreate this. See the rounded corners? So it's a black background, rounded corners, and then captions underneath, which we can easily do the captions underneath and the corners, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Do we even have a black background? We can make this. I'm just doing the same thing we did before, by the way, in Figma, but I'm making it black, like a black rectangle. So we can use that. Perfect. This will be way, way smaller. 43, 43. Bring this here as a reference point. Okay, this needs to be way bigger. Let's turn off the captions for now. How can I embed that though? That's the whole point. It's like, how do I make that? This needs to be there and there. And this. Something like this. I don't know. This looks cheap as I don't like it. But I don't know how else to do it. And I ain't got time for that. Let's just keep it like that for now. And I'll figure it out later. You'll see it in the final video, I guess. So it's like I wanna know. And it's like I went and shot. I went and shot. Just to be. And then shot. What are we doing with this now? Let's not do that. This needs to be less, actually. We can change all of this into work sans bold. We can use this. Is it black? What's the different font. This is exactly how I learned to edit, by the way. I would just take other people's videos and recreate captions and transitions and all of those things.
Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like,
even more, maybe. Yep, looks about right.
a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of
Okay, I'm not gonna have the caption that says like a couple of I'm not gonna have that, but we can fizzle this out. Again, movement.
a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago.
I don't like the periods. We can keep the end.
Yeah.
We can do I was like, and we can slowly fade this in. So we can go from 0. Ooh, let's see how this looks. Nope, 0 to 100. It doesn't make a difference. This is how you know I'm not a real editor and I'm self-taught. I don't know what any of those do.
Shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, no one understands.
Cool.
No one understands the difference between.
Yep. Unfortunately, we have to cut that short.
Like no one understands.
Cool. So let's see what we have. This I need to still work on.
Does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot.
Have some overlap.
Like
What's happening here? Oh.
And it's like I went and shot.
I know what I'm going to do. I went right and shot.
It's like shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And shot a big
I'm trying to find the position of this because it's too.
Like I went and shot. It's like like I went and shot.
This would make more sense, George. Why don't we just start a little bit later?
And he's like, I went and shot.
Shh. 108. Need the same here. This is our A roll.
He's like,
What Why does it change every time? So we can play with this as well. There we go. We can go this way, like align it with the I or align it with the D, which looks more interesting in my opinion, since it's the same letter. You go, and we can even do something like that. It's like yep, we're having two ends. Like so that won't work. This looks interesting. Maybe we. There it is. See how this looks. It's like I went and shot. Let's keep them at the same height as this. It's like cool. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tournament here. Looks okay. I went and shot. Can I please have the one I chose? Oh, I know. We can use the this. Make something different. Nothing changed. A big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the Cool. Yep, we saved that. We can do the opposite now. So we can start with 109 or dare I say 111 and lead to a 103. Difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Oh, you know what would be fun? If you actually set the keyframes. That would be even better. I'm going from 111 to 103 and not 100. So when we go from our A roll from this to this, there's change. And a videographer. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference. To be honest, it doesn't look bad, but I really don't like this vertical, like the sharp quote unquote corners. So what I used to do, and I guess we're going to do the same thing now, is this little trick in Canva. So we need to export this as a. So I'm exporting the video that I want to use at its full pixels, whatever it is. Instagram. Ava. But what I'm doing after this, which I'm not really sure how we're going to do, but so I'm using a green screen background. I'm using a background which is going to be green. Let's try this. So I need a new one. So we can delete everything from here. Make this as green as it gets. Isn't there more of a... There we go. And then we want to have a frame, but we want to have, bingo, a rounded corners frame. Position this in the middle. There we go. And then we go to our desktop where we have exported that little video, this video.
Content is like you are more aware. There's more.
There we go. Okay. And then from here, we're going to download this as an individual page. Gonna wait for this to load. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we don't need this anymore. We can go to our downloads. Oh yeah. Ava. We can mute this because we don't want it, and we can bring this here. This we don't want. This we go here to our effects, and we look for a green screen here. Actually, this looks not bad, not bad. So I'm doing it again because I wanted to see the position. Make this overlay, there we go, so we can see exactly where to place it based on the previous one, I mean, and that looks about right. So now we can delete the other one, and we can bring opacity all the way up.
What like I shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, no.
Maybe this is too. I think this is too much. This could be used almost like a drop shadow, but it's not the right dimensions, is it? Nope. So. Never mind.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, no one understands the difference between a.
Between is a little bit.
The off. Difference between.
There we go.
The difference between a video. No one understands the difference between. No one understands the
Gonna do exactly what we did in the beginning with the captions, because no one understands like that VO, that voiceover. No one understands, like, it flows very fast. But the difference, there's a pacing to it. And I want to follow that pacing of the VO with the caption. So no one understands the difference. So I'm going to introduce the and difference as two different captions. So it's
difference between the difference.
Yeah, there you go. So this will be the and difference. Let's see exactly where that lands. Take them again one by one. There. And there. And we can delete. Actually, let's change even the captions, since the reason why I want to change the captions is because, like, no one understands what, and no one understands the difference. So, like, if I were to highlight the script, I would highlight the difference. Like, no one understands the difference. Like, this is the main point, right? So, since this is indeed the main point, let's exaggerate it a bit. That looks about right.
No one understands the difference between a
I'm gonna do it again. I want to use the spacing of the word difference. The two F's are like way above it. Like if we were to draw a line here, for example, ERENCE, like this is almost again like a small box that we can fit in the word, the keyword, the next word of the caption, which is videographer. This is something that I talk about with editors a lot. It's like based on your client or based on the video that you edit, if you edit your own videos, like consider some of the words like content creator. Like this is clearly for my account, but words like content creator, videographer, photographer, creative, entrepreneurship, solopreneurship, like all of those words, if I were to have them like as a catalog, those would be like keywords that my audience resonate with. So whenever you see those words in a script, try to do something memorable at that stage of the edit, like something unique and some not even unique, but like something interesting. Because it's a keyword, number one, and we want to give emphasis to that keyword. There we go. I said the word.
no one understands the difference between
And we can have between as a, let's see, maybe a different, I don't know. Can go with the platipi or the TT. Oh, I thought it was TT platipi, but it's TT ramilias. Trulu. Trulu, trulu. And we can do this as yellow. And it was all yellow. Look how nicely this fits. And I want to take it underneath. There we go. It's almost like it's hidden behind the difference.
difference between
Let's actually zoom in to enjoy our work.
that's just the difference between
And also correct it. Again, the N is like way ahead of the E. So I want to make sure that is not the case. And it actually, there you go, fits exactly where it should. Again, like if this was a poster, how would it look like in and of itself? And how can I exploit that idea of, oh, I'm making a poster like this, the captions alone, but with the visual sometimes. But in this case, the captions alone look interesting.
no one understands the difference between
A videographer. So it's a videographer. I even do it with my hand. Like videographer, I already know that will stay. Like it will be like a videographer. And then everything underneath it will be the explanation, as in videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu, and a videographer, like, let me show you what I mean. Some things are better shown than show, don't tell. That's what everyone says, right? Right. Extra bold. Because we can. Nope. Definitely nope. We can do the bold actually. And finally, I think we can start using this. Nice.
understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu who shoots for
jiu-jitsu.
who shoots for jiu-jitsu. and a video.
Let's see how we're gonna tackle this. Who shoots for jiu-jitsu? I already see it. Like if we were to hide this, basically what do we have? We have who shoots for jiu-jitsu. So those are 3 captions. And if you see the word videographer, the G and the P are the only 2 letters that actually go underneath. Like they go below the horizontal line. You can see it here. So let's exploit that. See? Everything is on a straight line except the P and the G. So it could easily be who shoots for jiu-jitsu. And I know this could be like full on extreme, but if you don't like play with it, if you don't like massage it a little bit, try it at least, you wouldn't know if it works. And maybe this is a terrible mistake, but something to look for in a later, like in another video. That's what I meant. Who shoots? This looks legit, not gonna lie, but we're gonna see how it actually looks. 4 can be in between those 2. For jiu-jitsu. It's both jiu and jitsu. I'm adding movement with the opacity. Who shoots for jiu-jitsu? Bravo, Rey. How about here? It would be perfect if jiu-jitsu was... Actually, why not? No one can tell me what to do. There you go. So videographer and then who shoots for jiu-jitsu is like almost like a small pyramid that we are creating right there. Who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer. That's actually tasty as f. I'm not gonna lie. I like this. And if we do 50, then we can see the whole thing. This is nice. This is the whole concept of of the aesthetic captions. Go for jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu could go a little bit. Nope. You can just have like -1 maybe. Nope. There you go. That looks about right. Keep in mind it's like this probably is like half of a second. Jiu-jitsu and well, maybe a second. Who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a video. Let's see what we have up until now. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference is cool. Not gonna lie, pretty proud of the captions so far. But let's see how we're gonna tackle everything else. And a videographer and a videographer ooh, that's nice. I'm looking at this, by the way, like how the captions, how it looks. What about the third B-roll? Actually, yeah, we can keep that. Videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu, and a videographer. So end A can be as simple as, again, changing a little bit of the captions, since we used work sans as the videographer, and then we went with the Platipi here, who shoots for jiu-jitsu. So I'm looking for a work sans to put for the caption end A. I hope that made sense. I don't know. We'll see. Jiu-jitsu and and a videographer. Videographer and video. This can be. Nope. There it is. And a. Definitely not. And a. We can do bold. We can do small. It really shouldn't be like that. There we go. And a videographer who can come slowly but surely. Videographer who does I don't want to repeat what we did here. Who shoots for jiu-jitsu, videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu. So what I'm going to do is just use the word videographer, like the captions and the feel, and let the beautiful thing about this, the masking thing, like the, what is it called? The blend mode, exclusion, whatever that means, is that it looks like this. So like it pops from the actual B-roll. But what I'm trying to do here is the captions who does jiu-jitsu, who shoots for jiu-jitsu, I'm going to blend those captions within the B-roll, since I'm having both a visual of what the VO is saying, which is the B-roll that we have chosen, but also the captions. What does that mean? Let me show you. So, who does jiu-jitsu, who shoots jiu-jitsu, beautiful. Who does jiu-jitsu. I don't know how many times I'm gonna make that joke. Who does jiu-jitsu, who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Perfect. For jiu-jitsu, who shoots jiu-jitsu, and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu, who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that. I like it. I like it a lot. And here, since we don't want to have anything, we can just go again with the opacity and fade that out. Who does jiu-jitsu, who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that different. Right? Like that different. Like that. Again, we have, it's not like that, it's like that. Or we can not even include any captions and just go, that difference is not like that different. Like like that. Nope. Yep.
Like that.
Different.
Difference is it's completely different. You know what's coming?
Beautiful. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like, I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference is... Even the word difference is like it's slowly coming. Like that difference... That difference is... That... I wish I had time to do more of like sound design. Because I'm doing none with the videos right now. Like that difference. Like that difference. I don't know. That yeah. But going back to what we said before, since this is a key, like we want to give attention to this, how about we change it to something like substantial? Like that difference is not a is not difference. Difference is not difference is not a is not, I'm gonna go word by word on this one. Not is not a because we got other things to do today. Difference is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 and 100. It's completely different. It's completely different. It's completely different. Here's the cut. That's where we make our cut. That difference is not a 1 and a 2. This I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do here. That difference is not a 1 and a 2. A 1 and a 2 is like 1 and 100. It's not a 1 and 2. It's like 1 and 100. It's completely different. You know. We'll come back to this. Nope. It's completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game. With this, I have some new footage that we can go through. Please not be loud. Getting tapping, I mean. Getting submitted day in and day out. This was a nice roll. Nope. Ooh. Nope. Maybe. It's a long ass video though. No, not this one. Definitely. Oh, come on. Okay, cool. Loading. It's like This part, like,
you know what's kind of
let's see. We scale this. I mean, the good thing about, I've used the Osmo Pocket 3 for these shots, and the good thing about it is, I mean, it's 4K 60, but when you crop in 340%, it's probably not going to be the greatest quality, but it is what it is.
It's like you know the completely different. You know it's completely different. You know what's coming.
Here, what I'm doing, by the way, with the B-roll is like I'm trying to almost use it as a transition, almost like a, what would that be? An L cut. So I'm introducing, right? Did I say that right? Or J cut?
Completely different. You know what's coming.
Wait, what? Is it a J cut?
You know what's coming.
Anyway, the video comes before the audio. That's what I meant.
You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. It's been.
This is a cool moment. Let's do some very basic color grading, which is not even going to happen. Is this white though? Yeah, looks more like it.
Different. You know what's coming. You know what's coming. Know what's been set up.
Let's find another cool moment.
You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game.
To keep it more interesting, I'm going to use B-roll, new B-roll, B-roll. So these two, I'm going to separate them. And I'm going to use this as the third one and this as the first one. And I'm going to find a clip from there, as in from the other B-roll, to use as the as the second one. Yep. If it works, it works.
You know the rules of the game when it comes to content. Like you are more aware what you can. You know the rules of the game when
always like that. Those who do jiu-jitsu know this. So again, branding.
You know what's coming. You know what's so completely different. You know what's coming. What's coming. You know what's been set up. Completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game. The rules of the game. The rules of the game when it comes to content is like you are more aware. There's more to you. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the you know what's been set up.
Looks okay. I mean, it's clearly not like positioned well, but even that has like a small character to it.
You know the rules of the game when it comes to content is like.
the rules of the game, and then we want to see where the next cut is.
The game.
There it is. You can add a small 104 just to
know the rules of the game when it comes to content is like you are more aware. There's more to you.
Cool. Let's see what we have.
What does that mean when it comes to content is like I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 in 100.
This I didn't like anyways.
It's completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. Completely different. You know, completely different. Completely different. You know what's coming.
Can use the same with the work sounds again, just to make it, I guess, interesting.
You know what's coming. You know coming.
What?
Coming.
Oh.
You know. You know what's been. Set up, you know
I didn't say it correctly.
The rules of the game. Well, you know the rules of the game. Rules. The rules of the game.
Looks legit. Yes, show. Let's play with the T's.
The rules of the game. The rules of the game.
This is legit. We could use the same intro, like the same thing we did in the intro, but maybe not.
Does that mean when it comes to content is like I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 in 100. It's completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game. When
I'm actually gonna make fun of myself. You know the rules.
You know the rules of the game. When
Why not? Why not?
You know the rules of the game when it comes to game.
This may be the other way around. Maybe better. No, never mind.
The rules of the game.
Ooh, and this we can, to make it a little bit more interesting.
rules of the game.
Again, the subtle differences is what makes the difference. Only one other video editor will see it and be like, bro, what did you do there? No one else cares.
The rules of the game when it comes to content.
I like it though.
So, when it comes to content, it's like you are more aware. There's more to you.
Beauty.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot.
There's something wrong with
When it
that.
comes to content, is like a big tournament. Is like I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, no one. And I was like, and I was like, no.
Oh, fuck. It's all good.
Like, no.
It's okay.
No.
Perfect. Shh. You didn't see that happen.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tournament.
Yeah, I thought I would be okay with it, but I'm not.
What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, no one understands the. And I was like, weeks ago, and I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 in 100. Difference is not a 1 and a 2.
I think I'm just going to play it safe, to be honest, and just add the it's not a 1 and a 2, it's 1 in 100, and play with that underneath the word difference. Come on. Oh.
This is not a
It's not a... Aesthetically pleasing, George. Remember this. So...
It's not a
Oh, come on.
It's not a
Again, I need to introduce those like this.
It's not a
I'm going to use the same font and the same vibe of the difference. Or at least I thought so. Let's see.
It's not a 1 and
One and a 2 and a and a. So we can come to this. Yeah, maybe we can do this like yellow to give more emphasis. I don't know. It is what it is. You need to commit. It's not a one and a one. Not a one and a two. Use the same one. Place it there. Again, I'm just looking for aesthetically. Oh, I know. I think I found it. Did I? Let's see. It's not a one. Oh, would you look at that? Damn. It's not a one and a two. It's like a two. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where are you leading us, George? I'll show you. It's not a one and a two. This is so like minute, but I just with a one and a one and a two. These are what we call. I'm just gonna hide the A, so it goes and A. One and one and two. This could even be the best part of the video. Difference is not a one and a two. It's like 1 in 100. I like it. A one and two. It's like one and a two. It's like let's show that difference with a blend mode. What's the other one? Difference. It's like within a one and a two. Within a one and two. And two. It's like within a one and a two. Like is like a. It's like. Wow. I'm either gonna write. Yeah, I'm gonna have to type it as numbers, not really as words. Like one, but that changes everything. Fuck. Let's see. It's like one. It's like one. One in it. Shit. Yeah, we're gonna use the same ones. Why? Because we can. It's like one. One and two. It's like one. I just like making myself laugh. I wanted to do, like, if I had like time and I wanted to spend more time, I would go with the one, like as it's written, And I would like kind of in the After Effects make the N as 0 and the E as 0 and change the O to a 1. So that would be from 1 and it will be 100. But we don't have time for that. Now, 100 is complete. I'm just gonna do it because why not, right? And the point of it is like it needs to be bigger than everything else because it's like 1 in 100. But I'm not gonna do like this. So I'm just gonna have it as a number. Like that difference right? Is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 in 100 is complete. See? 100. Too soon. There we go. There we go. There we go. Can do this like this. And what I like to do is group those and slowly fade them out. Is complete. Completely different. Is complete. Fuck. You know what's coming. I don't know how I'm gonna. I mean. Yeah, that could work. Not. We went for 56, so let's do 56 here. And let's do this and this. But here, I'll take them one by one. Let's see if we have any luck. Ooh, shit. There we go. I think we're pretty much done. Aside from the end, but the end, no one watches that anyways. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like, I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference right? Is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 in 100. Is completely different. Yeah, that difference is way ahead. Completely different. Is completely different. Completely different. Is completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been. I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. Explain that. Different. You know what's coming. I know why. Wait, what? We want the... Yeah, we don't want that. We can change this to...
completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's different. You know what different. You know what's coming. Completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game when it comes to content. Is like you are. By the way, this is so bad. I thought this was cool. Never mind. The rules of the game. The rules of the game when it comes to content is like you are. When it comes to content is like you are more aware of the game when it comes to content is like content is like you are more aware. There's more to you. Like, you are. Let's keep it as it was. You're more aware. You're more aware. There's more to. Aware. There's more to. Let's check it out from the start. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference right? Is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 in 100. It's completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game when it comes to content is like you are more aware. There's more to you. I mean, the only thing I don't like, one of the main things I don't like is the difference. Completely different. Yeah. But it's okay. It is what it is. Let me see if I can have... So the last thing left to do is have some music underneath this. And most of the videos that I create, at least for Instagram, are more like, not motivational per se, but like inspiring, hopefully, to those who see it. So more or less, the music that I have is more like motivational. So I'm looking for something more cheerful, let's just say. One of us to living online up and retire, because when I store my personal, maybe. What does that mean? A very quick tip when it comes to music. We always want to find the transition of the music from verse to chorus or from intro to chorus and place that, align that transition of the music, align it with the ending of our hook, our script, our hook, going into the value section. Cool tip. It just brings everything more to life. So let's listen to the music alone for now. Let's see what we have here. Maybe. It's not the best music, but this is short form at the end of the day. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like I want content I want content is like content is like I want and content is like I want and short. There we go. You can hear the build up of the music being shh. So I want that shh, that transition, that whoosh kind of
riser leading into the build up, let's just say, leading into the main, where the whole band kicks in. I want to align that perfectly with the video. So at the end of the hook, I want the music to be aligned on the same spot. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like, I went and shot a big tournament here. We can argue that that big change is here. When it comes to content is like, a big tournament. You can hear the vocal throws, like the echo, the bo. Listen to the bo bo bo. There you go. Beautiful. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like, I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer. I like that transition better though. Between a who shoots for videographer who shoots for shot a big tournament. Let's use that. This is not full on the right way to do it. Like most of the times you would start with the music if you were to edit a video, but when it comes to short form, I deal with it differently personally, as I just want the music to enhance the delivery of the message. And in this case, it's not like a serious video. So there's more like happy, I guess, kind of vibe. So I want to showcase that with the music that I choose as well. And another thing that I do is that eventually I detach the audio and I use, for this, because I use a specific mic, I'm just going to use a compressor to like make sure that the vocal is up there. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like, I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 in 100. It's completely different. You know what's coming. You can zoom a little bit in here. Like 1 in 100 is maybe a little bit more. 1 in 100 is completely different. You know what is completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game. When it comes to content, is like you are more aware. There's more to you. Like I would like the music to end there, but it doesn't, so we'll just leave it at that. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like, I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 in 100. It's completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game. When it comes to content, is like you are more aware. There's more to you. It's okay as a video, but my main issue again is completely different. Completely different. You know what's coming. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. Last walkthrough. What does that mean when it comes to content? Is like, I went and shot a big tournament here in Cyprus like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no one understands the difference between a videographer who shoots for jiu-jitsu and a videographer who does jiu-jitsu who shoots for jiu-jitsu. Like that difference is not a 1 and a 2. It's like 1 in 100. It's completely different. You know what's coming. You know what's been set up. You know the rules of the game. When it comes to content, is like you are more aware. There's more to you. Beautiful. Just the last thing, I guess, since that whole concept with the differences. The rules of game when it comes to content is like the game. Yeah, it's when it comes. never mind. It's all good. We'll leave it at that. And then we use the range tool. And that is how we get the final product. And this will be number 4, reel number 401. Beauty.